What was the moment that you celebrated buying that property?
I'm getting emotional right now thinking about it. After closing, like I was just like, wow, I closed. They sent me the information, my
Right.
signature. I was like, wow, like it was amazing for me. Like I was telling my family, like I own something, because in my family, a lot of people don't own things. So I'm like one of the first people that actually own something. I was excited. I was like, okay, I won the big. I got through the first step, but closing is really when I was like, wow, like
All right.
I was so happy.
You was like, it's mine.
It's mine.
I own it.
Welcome to the Landbank Show, where we highlight some of the most creative and non-traditional ways to make money in real estate. We will showcase some of the world's greatest male and female real estate developers and teach you how you can make money by using the same strategies. Now, it's time to develop. Here's your host, Charles Noonan.
Welcome to another episode of the Landbank Show, where I, Charles Noonan, interview dope individuals that have made money through non-traditional methods in real estate. Today, we have Shaterra Bird, who is a Landbank team member, and I'm super happy to have you here.
I'm super happy to be here.
Cool. Fresh off of our party, right? We did our annual award ceremony. What'd you think of that?
I thought that was amazing. The person that got the award, they were so happy. They were so happy they got it. And she got 6 properties and within 6 months. So that's like a reward given.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She earned it, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So we've seen, and you've been with us for a while, right? You've seen people come in and get one and take their time. And then you see people come in like that. And I thought it was 6 properties in 6 months, but it was actually like 6 properties in like 3 or 4 months. You know what? Now that I think about it,
It's amazing.
when we went to the auction in Macon, that's where we met her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You don't remember meeting her?
No.
She was there though. That's where
Wow.
I met her. And then she's like, hey, Charles, Landbank team, this is awesome. And I figured you'd be here. And
That was about
cool.
that was about 2 or 3 months ago. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It happens fast.
That's amazing.
Yep. So Shaterra Bird, thank you for coming.
No problem.
Happy to have you here as always. I'm happy that we both live in New York City, so we get to support each other. If there's anything you need, like a heightened level or conversation, you always just reach out, and it's so easy that you're here and we're able to connect and help each other out.
Yes.
Which is cool. So tell me about yourself. Tell me who you are and what you got going on as far as real estate.
Well, I joined the Land Bank team in January.
Okay.
And when I joined, I was like, I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to get properties. I'm just going to join.
Right.
I'm just going to take it and go.
Right.
And then as soon as I joined, 3 weeks later, I got my first property. I was so excited. I text you next day.
3 weeks?
3 weeks. I got my first property. I text you the next day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got my property.
Uh-huh.
I was so excited. So excited. Like, I still didn't understand. Like, I'm just like, no, I didn't get it. This is not real.
It was
Something
unreal.
happened.
Okay.
It's not real.
Okay.
And then I got the email that saying I won the bid. Cause I'm like, okay, I got it. And then after
Yeah.
I still was like, no, I still
Nice,
got it.
nice.
And then I closed virtually and I was like, okay, this is it.
So you did everything from home.
Everything from my computer took 10 minutes to do everything.
Did you record it?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I recorded it. But it had no sound. So that's why I didn't send it to you because the sound was off.
Did you use Pavazo?
No.
What did you use to record it?
Just screen record on my laptop.
Okay, yeah. So sometimes with Pavazo, they do take away the sound.
Okay.
So you can't record the sound, but you can record everything. So,
I was just so excited that day. So I was just like, let me screen record it and then.
That's cool. That's cool. You know what? I have to tell you, when I met you, I knew like the questions that you were asking me, it was you and somebody else that we met together at the same time.
Yes.
When I met you two, right, I could tell based on the questions you were asking, they were like very pointed questions. You were like, so your program does this. What else does it do? Are we going to be able to contact you? Right? You were asking these pointed questions where in my mind, I love those questions because what it means to me is that you're like dialed in. You're interested. You're like passionate about this. and that you take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people join the land bank team, and this is why I interview everybody before they join. Sometimes they want to join as like an insurance policy for what's going on at work. Like, let me just grab this information if I need it. Let me grab this information if I get fired. And I normally tell them, hey, just join when you get fired. Don't join now, because I really want you active and I want you to get your properties quick. But when I met you guys, and it's funny that we met at a mastermind that I did, a master class on Wall Street, which is pretty cool. That was late December, right before Christmas.
Absolutely.
Right? And it was on Wall Street. And at the end of it, you guys came up to me with these questions, and I was like, man, I could tell that both of you were going to do well, just because you were so serious, you were dialed in, and you were doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, and remember that day, one of the people that was there got 3 properties right after the information you gave.
Yeah. Did that help you?
It did a little bit. It did. But after you explained everything right away, it was like you gave the steps, and then you gave the reassurance after that. During the mentorship, it'll be reassurance after.
So seeing it is what made you join? Like seeing someone else do it, or the presentation I gave and the information I gave in the masterclass?
Definitely a presentation as well. Seeing the person execute was good as well, but the presentation is really what made me join.
A combination of both.
And the reassurance you gave me after that, I'll be here with you every step of the way, holding your hands and stuff like that. So that's what gave it off. Like, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this.
Yeah, but 3 weeks is crazy.
Yeah.
So the natural process of people buying investment property is like months long. It doesn't happen like a week, a day, 2 weeks, a month. Just the time from purchasing or finding it, seeing it, doing the math, making sure like the numbers work, getting an appraisal, all that stuff can take up to 6 months to get a property.
Absolutely.
You joined, you got one in 3 weeks.
1 in 3 weeks.
What, just so I got to know a little bit more about that, right? What made you, well, let's start here. What made you interested in real estate?
Well, from when I was in college, I always wanted to own multiple properties. Like, that's something I always wanted to do. I wasn't sure how to do it. As I got older, I'm like, okay, like, I guess I had a bucket list. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this, do that, and then come own property. I didn't know it would take a month or two. I had a whole year. Like, I had, okay, 2024, I'm gonna own property. But after doing a land bank, I owned it in 2023. So I'm a year ahead of my goal already.
So you had it in January.
Yeah, I got it in January.
We met December, you bought it in January. So that's what sometimes I interview mortgage brokers, lenders, and everything else. And one of the things that we all have in common is we like helping people reach their goals. So the fact that you bought your property, your goal was 2024, and you got your property January 2023.
Right? Yep.
Come on, high five for that. I love
and my
that.
Birthday's in January, so I had a birthday present to myself.
Wait, you had a party to yourself?
My birthday's in January, so I had a birthday present to myself.
Oh, it was a birthday present to yourself.
Yes.
Cool. Nice. All right, so here's something that we always talk about, right? What was the moment that you celebrated buying that property?
Like after I bought it, like the moment
So everybody has this emotional moment where they realize they own property. Like, I own real estate now. I got my first property. It's mine. I own it. It's debt free. What was that moment for you where you, and sometimes we call it like that tear jerking moment or that emotional moment where you're like, all right, my life has now changed.
After closing, I'm getting emotional right now thinking about it. After closing, like I was just like, wow, I closed. They sent me the information, my signature. I was like, wow, like it was amazing for me. Like I was telling my family, like I own something, like because in my family a lot of people don't own things. So I'm like one of the first people that actually own something. So it was like, to me it was like I own something.
So after the close, so it's not when you won the bid.
No.
When you won the bid, you was like, what?
I was excited. I was like, okay, I won the bid. I got through the first step. But closing is really when I was like, wow, like,
all right.
I was so happy.
You was like, it's mine.
It's mine.
I own it. All right, cool. We have to take a small break for one of our sponsors, right?
Okay.
Unsoldland.org is one of our sponsors. It's the one-stop shop for you guys to buy land all over the country at discounted prices. They do have auctions. However, those auctions really don't ever come close to what the actual market value is. So go to unsoldland.org for all of your land needs. If you want to level up in real estate and get properties, you can go to unsoldland.org. Our second sponsor, Star Homes. Star Homes is your one-stop shop for everything real estate as far as tiny homes, mobile homes, manufactured homes, as well as modular homes. Tiny homes in Coleman, Alabama. They are our sponsor, and I'm super happy to have them. I've done business with them, and they will get you right. It's a one-stop shop for everything you need once you get your land. That moment for you was when you closed. Did you cry?
I definitely cried.
Oh,
I was actually with a Landbank team member, and like I was like emotional. I was so emotional. I was like
really
so happy. Like I felt like when I was on the camera with the closing person, I felt like I was emotional. Like I'm
Okay.
trying to hold it in. I was just like so
Really?
happy. Yes,
So you
I was
never
just like,
told me this story.
I know. I'm telling you now. Yes,
So
like
the closing did it. And then-
closing definitely did it, and the documents after the signing electronically,
yeah.
that's what did it for me. Like, oh my God, I own this
So
property.
when did you get your packet saying your name and everything else along with the paperwork for it?
Oh, right away.
They emailed you.
Emailed to me within maybe 2 hours,
Okay.
maybe less than that, right away.
And you just
Absolutely.
sat there. You
I'm
had a
looking
little
through
moment.
it. I'm just like, I even printed it out. I'm looking at it like, oh my gosh, like
This is cool. How many pages?
it was about 7-8 pages maybe.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then there's more documents and
Documents
the land bank
and
sends you a
then
bunch of stuff afterwards.
yes, and I did all this electronically, everything.
Nice. All right, cool. So, what else do you do? Tell me a little bit more about Shaterra Bird, the real estate investor / entrepreneur.
I also truck dispatch. That's
Okay.
also what I do. I have 8 truck drivers that I dispatch for on a day-to-day basis, depending on the time frame, depends on the holidays, depending on the season. But I
Okay.
dispatch every day.
Okay.
But 8 truck drivers.
So you able to do that from home, or do you go into an office?
No, I do that from home.
Okay, cool.
Definitely.
So you do that from home, and now owning real estate. Let's dig into that a little bit more. Are you like falling in love with this work from home model? This like
Yes.
make money on your cell phone model?
Yes.
What's going
I'm
on?
definitely falling in love with the entrepreneur, work from home, make money
Okay.
myself.
Right.
The model. It also gives me time to do other things, home wise, run errands as well. Like, but as far as the real estate, working from home, I
Yeah.
can do both. I'm multitasking as well, so I do both.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. I like that model too, because one of the things that you said that's important is your time.
Yes.
Right. So you get to do things. And with real estate, this is why I love real estate too, is because owning property, once you do the heavy lifting to get that property rented out and you get it cash flowing, you have nothing else to do. You just collect your rent at the first of the month or the 15th, whenever you collect it, and you're like good to go.
Yes, I'm waiting for that moment.
Oh, it's coming.
I'm waiting for that moment.
It's coming. So how many properties do you have now?
Right now I have 2. I have a property in the land at the moment. I have I'm looking to get 10 before 2024. Yes, because I already thought, okay, I'm getting 2024. Now I not go now and get all 10 this year before 2024
those
is
are
up.
heavy. That's a heavy goal. That is
I'm up next, y'all.
goal.
I'm up next.
That's crazy. All right, so what could I do to help you? What can I do? Do you feel like being a part of the Landbank team, all the pieces are in place for you to reach your goals?
Absolutely. Like, I like that as far as like contacting you. We contact you anytime, ask you questions. It's not like, other mentorships where you can't really contact your mentor.
Yeah.
It's like I can contact anytime. Like we have our weekly calls, which is very helpful. Ask questions, meet people, the events we go to, where we meet people in person. Like, it's amazing.
Cool.
It's amazing.
Cool. All right. Access to me, right? What do you think about, so you guys have a direct line to me if you need.
Yes.
Before that, you have like your success coach, and then you have our network, Mighty Network. Do you feel like that's a good idea to have as part of the mentorship?
Definitely, absolutely. Because it's questions like, for instance, repetitive, like something that you might have taught that somebody else might have not picked up on. So the people in the team will help out.
Right.
Like, but contractors and things like that. We have a list of contractors. You don't have to keep asking you all the time. We can help each other out. So the Mighty Network is definitely something that is rewarding.
Cool.
100%.
Cool. And I got to give a shout out to you because you brought to the team someone who can repair water lines.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we have in Mighty Network the warranty company, which in some instances you pay $8 a month and they can repair a water line for you as well. But some instances there's different issues going on. And I have to say, you brought somebody to the team. You vetted a contractor. You used them. You vetted this contractor. He did a phenomenal job for you.
Absolutely.
And the benefit or the idea behind me having Mighty Networks in place was so that we could bring trusted contractors, trusted liaisons, trusted individuals into the Landbank team that are vetted first on the outside, right? So you may have taken a chance on him. You found out that he was actually a good contractor. Then you invited him into the team.
Yes, absolutely.
And then what happened? Somebody else used him. Right?
Actually, I think 5 people used him already with their
God.
water line.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, about 5 people used him. They say he was great.
That's cool. We're not gonna mention
who he is. No, we're not gonna mention names.
We're not gonna mention who he is, but maybe we should send him something. What do you think? Because he's a good resource to have.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Did you got his information? You shared it.
Yes.
And I see, because I go in there every day, that other people are using it. So how does that make you feel now as an investor, knowing that you have like a leg up on everybody else that's shopping for vacant properties, right? You're different because now you have a whole team behind you. You have a mentor behind you who's done it 35 times. You got an entire network, a group of people behind you. And then you got your own little crew, which is what I love. So I designed it for everybody to get these group of resources, right? This army of resources, and then put them into the pool. So now if there's anything we need, if we need a contractor for roofing, all right, you go right into the network. You know he's trusted because I used him, Anthony used him, Mike and everybody else used him. We need somebody for siding. I know exactly where to go. Plumbing, that was the concept of it all, and you actually executed on that. So I appreciate that, and it makes our group stronger.
Yes, reference is the best thing anyway. I feel like you doing something and then referring the person, that's the best thing anyway, because people just be, giving out contractors. The fact that I worked with the person is like, okay, I can tell that the person did good. So
exactly, you could tell if they were on time. And I'm gonna tell you, the strength of developers, it's the team. It's their contracting team. It's their relationships. And I like to say oftentimes, real estate is a relationship business. As much as people don't believe, but if you're developing real estate, you need contractors, you need plumbers, you need lenders, right? You need your money people. And I really like the fact that the way the group is structured and the way the group is starting to morph and grow into something where everything somebody needs, right? That could be a truck dispatcher that knows nothing about real estate, but just has a goal and a vision, can come in and accelerate that like times 10, which is basically what you're trying to do.
Yes,
you're trying to take your one house for 2024 into 10 houses before 2024.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
All right, so tell me what you think about. What do you think about the fact that your goals have gone from moderate to being such aggressive?
Lucky and rewarding as well, because it's like I didn't think I would be able to get, say, 10 houses or so. Now I know for sure I can do it. After being in mentorship, I know for sure I can get 10 houses before 2024.
That makes me proud. So you also have a piece of land.
Yes.
Right? Take me through the concept of buying land. Like what in your mind, take me through the thought process. What made you say, okay, I'm just gonna buy a piece of land in a state. Have you ever been? What state did you buy yours?
Based in my Alabama, so yeah, my family's from there. So
Oh,
I really was like, okay, I can buy something my family's from. So when you put the list out, so I'm like, okay, this is what I was so happy to get, because
there's so much you don't tell
my
me.
great grandmother is from Bessemer, Alabama.
We all speak in a group setting every
Mhm.
week. Sometimes you and I speak more.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you tell me, A, you cried at the closing,
I
right?
know.
And why didn't you tell me you got family or y'all are from Alabama? What's going on?
Oh, telling you now.
That's super cool. So did they drive by and look?
Yes, they have been
they
like,
did.
oh my God, that's who told me, we took pictures of it in person for me. They were so happy.
You be holding
They were
out.
so happy.
You be holding
I'm
out.
sorry.
I thought we were like the Landbank team.
I know. I'm gonna tell you.
I might ask you to present one day because you got all the information for real.
But yeah, so it was rewarding for me. After I told my grandmother that I bought land where she's from, she was so happy because she don't own anything in Alabama. So
how long has she lived there?
Well, she lives in New York now, but she's from there. She came here when she was about, I say, like maybe 40 years old. She came to New York.
Wow, that's
so
dope.
It's very rewarding for me. Everybody's so happy.
I know. So what do you plan to do with it? Did you hear the call where I listed all the things that you could do with land?
Yes, absolutely.
You were on yesterday?
Yes. But what I'm going to do, because the residential area, I'm going to build on it. So I'm going to get a teeny home and put on it because it's a residential area already. So it makes sense to just put a home on it.
All right, cool. And you want to do a tiny home?
Yes.
Do you do Airbnbs?
No, not yet.
Did you ever?
No.
What are your thoughts on that? Because I know some individuals want to do this tiny home model of Airbnbs on their land. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think that's like a great idea. I think that's like amazing. Like,
have you ever been in a tiny home?
Yes, I have.
What do you think about them?
I like them. I like them. It depends on the area. I mean, I'm from New York, so it's a little different over here, but down south, a tiny home, I see a tiny home down there, especially in the countryside, area.
I was in a few. I didn't like them.
Really? I mean, you're like a tall guy, Charles.
Yeah, so I'm tall.
I'm short.
It's like a bed is there, a bed is right here. They somehow, in this tiny home, they actually had a loft. It was like a 3-bedroom or 3-bed tiny home where it had a loft where you had to climb up and you could sleep. But it was just, I didn't fall in love with them as much as I did with container homes. I like the container home model, and I'm developing 10 duplexes of container homes.
That's amazing.
And when I actually walked inside, or even from the outside, it just looked like some super modern, like the way that it was constructed, it was just laser-like modern style where I was like, ooh, I want one of those. And then it was a duplex, so the way that it was structured was really nice, and it had it had a lot of room downstairs, it had a lot of room upstairs, and it almost gave the feel of 2 separate places, but it was in one.
Wow.
So I'm in the middle of developing some of those. But I get the Airbnb model. I get the tiny home model. It's quick. It's fast. And I hear those numbers are like ridiculous of what people can make. And a friend of mine actually does Airbnb with a tiny home. And he does really well because he says people go stay in the tiny home that he has for a month before, as like a test drive period, before they actually go buy their own tiny home. So it's a super cool model. Especially now while they're still new. It's a really cool model, and people are making tons of money from it.
Okay.
So
I know you bought a whole bunch of land in Alabama. So are you doing Airbnb with your land, or
no?
I
don't.
You don't like the Airbnb?
I don't know the space.
Okay.
I don't want. I don't have the time really to manage, and I know they say you can automate it, but with the investment that it's going to take to really like stage a home and the transaction, the nature of it is, I think, fairly transactional because like people come in and go and book it. I don't know that I would want to, I don't know if I have the ability the bandwidth to manage
Mm-hmm.
like an entire other business.
Mm-hmm.
So I would more so go long term,
Okay.
um, go long term rental, potentially affordable housing through some government programs. If I could find the right ones at the right fit for the right price,
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that. And I have, which I'm offering up to the group, a project manager who's
Mm-hmm.
actually doing the developing. He's going to coordinate like the people to lay the foundation. Even though we have lenders on the land bank team,
Mm-hmm.
the project manager also has lenders for container homes, modular manufactured homes as well. So I try to bring in resources that are like one-stop shops for us, because
Okay.
for beginner investors, beginner developers, you almost need to have someone in front of you while you do it. It makes it easier to walk the path.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm meeting with him Friday, and I'm bringing him into the team
Mm-hmm.
probably later that Friday or Monday or Tuesday when we meet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to introduce him if all goes well.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys actually get to see and follow and go right behind.
Yeah, that's a good thing about the land bank team, that
Mhm.
you have everything laid out for us. Like everything is there.
Yeah.
Contractors, we use everything that you have laid out. We have to look for anything.
That's
So
my
that's
goal.
a good thing about being a land bank team.
Cool. Well, now let me ask you this. Give me the breakdown of the 10 properties that you want. Do you want like in different states? Do you want land? Do you want to develop? What do you want to do? How are you going to break down the 10?
Okay, so I definitely want it in different states. Property as well as land.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do half land, half property. About one every 2 months. Get one every 2 months or so.
Cool.
And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
I already have 2, so I got 8 more to go.
Now, are you going to do a combination of more vacant homes, or are you going to do land and develop on the land?
I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna do
Okay.
vacant home as well as land and develop on the land.
Yeah, and that cash flow going to be heavy.
I'm ready.
That's going to be
I'm ready for
heavy.
it. I'm ready for it.
Are you going to use a management company?
Eventually, yes. I want to try it myself because I want to learn it myself before I have a major company. But eventually, yes, of course.
You
But
hear my stories about collecting rent?
it's crazy. I'm gonna be so happy to do that.
All right,
I'm gonna be
cool,
so
cool.
excited to do that in Big
Yeah. That's true. That's true. It's
Eventually, of
rewarding.
course, it's gonna be okay.
It's
But in
rewarding.
the beginning, I'm gonna be happy to do it.
That's cool too. What are you going to do when something breaks? When a toilet doesn't work? Or when you get that
Management
call at 2 a.m. and they say, hey, my roof is leaking.
You're right. Well,
You got contractors
Yeah,
anyway.
I got contractors to help me out with that. Eventually, of course, I'll get a management team. Okay, now I know. Okay,
No,
I'll
I'm
get a
just,
management
I'm
team.
just warning you.
Okay.
So here's the good thing. And this is why I like the way the program is structured.
Mm-hmm.
So on new construction, I'm making everyone that we work with, all the contractors that we work with, put in warranties on everything that they do.
Mm-hmm.
So you new coming into the industry, you're going to have warranties. So if there's anything that goes wrong, you're going to call the manufacturer, you're going to call the project manager, he's going to make sure it gets taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
On the vacant home route, the reason I like vacant homes so much is because we could actually save on capital expenditures, which are the larger costing expenses that traditionally come with real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to typically put money aside for a new roof. You want to put money aside every single month for plumbing, for your furnace, your hot water heater. What else could possibly go wrong? Anything that could go wrong, right?
Any damages.
You want to put money aside. But the way that we do vacant homes and the way that I structured our contractors is, if we do get a new roof, we're going to get that new roof with a warranty.
Mm-hmm.
When you redo your plumbing, right? So Kevin, all the contractors that we have, if they redo our electrical, they're going to give us warranties on it. If they redo, and here's another thing too, you're actually going to save some of that money because everything's going to be brand new.
Mm-hmm.
So your roof is going to be new. It should be a 10, 20, 30-year roof. Your furnace is going to be new, right? That should last 10 plus years.
Mhm.
Your electric is going to be brand new because it's a vacant home. So none of that stuff is good. So they have to actually rewire and everything. So the structure of it is put in place so that, and I know you just laughed because you didn't think about when you get a leak, right? But the structure of it is in place so that you guys actually don't necessarily have to worry so much about that stuff, because when you do complete renovations, it's going to come. I've asked everybody that we work with to put in warranties so that you guys don't actually have to come back out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So give me a little bit more about Shaterra. What else do you do, and what does the future, let's just say 2024, look like for you?
Mm-hmm. Well, I truck dispatch. I do credit repair as well. I also do that as well, and then I'm a real estate investor, as you know.
Every time we talk, I learn something else. Now you do. You didn't tell me credit repair.
Yeah, I do credit repair as well. Yes.
I'm learning so much. All right, so let's go. Give me 2024.
2024 looks very rewarding for me. I'm gonna have my 10 properties by then.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a management team, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to also expand my portfolio.
Okay.
So I want to have it in different states.
Right. Nice.
I'm starting right Alabama right now, but I want to have it in a whole bunch of different states.
And you own a property in Michigan too?
Yes.
Right.
Detroit,
Michigan,
yes.
Alabama.
Yes.
Maybe you should try to do everything in between.
Yes.
So if you did it like a road trip, you could start in the Midwest and go all the way down.
Good idea.
What are your thoughts on property in Georgia? Because we've gone to some auctions together.
Yes.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Georgia?
I definitely want a property in Georgia. We went to the making. That's the first time I've ever been to an auction, so that was very exciting for me as well. I kind of want a property more in the Atlanta area of Georgia, but
you wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind like in the Georgia making area.
Cool.
Stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to going to another auction because that was very rewarding for me as well, because that was something I never saw in person.
Yeah, cool. So that, again, was part of the structure. I wanted to build it out for anyone that was an aspiring real estate investor to be able to join something, but be like protected in a way that you can invest safely.
Yes.
Last question I got for you. What are your thoughts on owning all of your properties debt-free?
Oh, that is something that I never thought could happen. When I first thought about going to real estate investing, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have a loan here, loan here, loan here. Like, I'm going to have to pay back all this debt before I can actually live debt-free. And then now I have 2 properties, property and land, debt-free, which is rewarding. Like, I don't have to worry about no mortgage, nothing like that. Debt-free.
Absolutely. That was the plan the whole time, because oftentimes people the fear for investing in real estate is that you may not be able to pay the mortgage, right? You put your credit on the line, you take out these huge mortgages. As a new investor, you have to invest so much to start, especially in New York where we live. It's so expensive. So now you're thinking, all right, I have to put out $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to get this property. I don't know a lot about real estate.
Yeah.
And it gets scary.
Yeah.
So from this perspective, knowing that you're never going to have a mortgage on a property, all you really have to do is pay your taxes and your insurance on the property, right? The insurance protects the property, and your taxes, of course, we have to pay our taxes. Yes. All you have to do is pay those things, and that property will remain in your name forever.
Yes, which is amazing. Like, anybody can get a property with your program. Like, you have to have a job or nothing. You don't have a job or anything. You don't ask for income verification, nothing.
Yeah, so
no credit check, nothing.
Real estate, the form of real estate that we do, I often talk about it as being non-judgmental, because like you said, and that's something that I overlook a lot about where I'm guiding people and how I'm guiding them. You really don't need a job to get a property. You don't need good credit because you're actually buying the property yourself. And then you don't need to have that 2 years work history or strong, consistent work experience on your job. All you really have to do is have the money to buy it, maybe the money to renovate it, which we actually help with, and then just have the desire to create generational wealth and some debt-free property.
Absolutely.
Yep.
People
Cool.
can buy a land or a property with their income tax, debt free.
I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that. You could actually buy a whole new property every single year with your income tax return.
Yep, absolutely.
That's cool. Another valuable piece of information that you shared. You got so much up there, right? I'm feeling like you got so much packed up there.
I do.
That
I
every
do.
time we speak, I learn something more from you.
Yes,
All right, cool. So if I ever need credit repair, I can come to you.
definitely. Absolutely.
I will if I need to. I will if I need to. All right. So Shaterra, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you being here. That's
Thank you
gonna
for having
wrap
me.
up. That's gonna wrap up this episode of the Landbank Show, where I interview dope people like Shaterra Bird, who makes a ton of money in non-traditional methods of real estate. I can't wait to have her back. We gotta have you back in 2024.
Yes, so
Because
my 10 properties.
That's right. I really want to see what those 10 properties are doing. And I want to see how much money you're making in them.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Thank you.